Hello, darkness, my old friend. You've come to talk with me again. Sens lose 5-4 in a shootout to the New York Islanders. A shootout? What the heck is that? The loss to the Islanders last night was the first time all season the Sens have even gone to a shootout. Admittedly, I was a little disappointed they got that far too, as I wanted to see them not make it to a shootout all season and become the first team in NHL history to do that. And of course, it couldn't just be a normal win for the Islanders. There had to be some kind of milestone on the line. Barry Trotz gets win number 800, and the Sens go in the record books. I mean, credit to Trotz. He's had an incredible career, but did that win really have to come against the Sens? Speaking of milestones, Zach Smith also reached a milestone as he played in his 600th game last night. Props to Smith as well. That's an incredible milestone. Hopefully, there's many more before he calls it quits. As always though, let's get into lineup changes. After a lot of lineup changes in recent games, things are finally starting to quiet down. All 12 forwards were kept the same, and the Sens are expected to make just a single change on the blue line. Christian Jaros was expected to draw back in, but suffered an injury late in the morning skate and didn't make the lineup. So the Sens rolled with the same 18 skaters once again, and Andy got the start and goal. Unfortunately, things don't exactly start out too well for the Sens. Just over 8 minutes in, Borowiecki turns the puck over, and the Sens find themselves down 1-0. Nelson picks up the turnover, he feeds Bailey, who fires a shot on goal, Andy makes the save, Nelson picks up the rebound, bangs it in the empty net, and the Isles lead 1-0. Just an awful giveaway. Thankfully, things didn't get any worse, and the Sens get out of the first period trailing just 1-0. And early in the second, the Sens come out ready to play and are rewarded quickly. Just 26 seconds into period 2, Chabot sends a shot on goal, Gibbons gets a tip in front, it goes in, and we're tied at 1. Gibbons again, man. Credit to him. He's taken the opportunity he's being given, and he's running with it. And he's been one of the leading goal scorers on the Sens since the trade deadline, so that's been really nice. Unfortunately, it didn't take the Sens long to dig themselves another hole. Not even 2 minutes after Gibbons ties the game, the Isles race back 2-on-3. Dal Cole feeds Taves, who is wide open in front of the net. He beats Andy, and the Isles lead 2-1. Just a terrible defensive effort once again. Then not even 2.5 minutes after that, Leddy sends a shot on goal. Lee tips it in front. It gets by Andy, and the Isles lead 3-1. Way to tie up the stick in front. Not. Thankfully, the wild period continues, and the Sens get back on the board. Not even a minute later, Duclair fires a shot on goal, Leonard makes the save, Lindbergh picks up the rebound, puts it in the net, and just like that, it's 3-2 Isles. And that's now 4 goals in 6:06. But we weren't done there either. Ceci turns the puck over, Komarov picks it up, he sends a shot on goal, Anderson makes a save, Ross Johnson picks it up, somehow jams it in the net, and the Isles lead 4-2. Man, the puck management in this game has just been brutal. That's 3 of the 4 goals the Sens have given up that came on a direct result of a turnover. Fortunately, things don't get any worse, and we head to the third period with the Isles in front 4-2. Despite the hole, the Sens keep coming in the third, and less than 7 minutes in, they're rewarded for their efforts. Wolanin sends a shot on goal, it gets tipped in front by Ryan, then gets tipped in front again by Zach Smith, beats Robin Lehner, and now it's 4-3 Islanders. Double tip! Gotta love that! Then late in the period, Tkachuk takes the puck hard to the net, gets shoved into the goalie, runs over Lehner, the Sens pick up the rebound, tap it in the empty net, and just like that, we're tied at 4. Chucky taking it hard to the net. Get used to that, we're going to be seeing a lot more of that. But then the Isles challenge for goalie interference. I mean, you literally watch a defender go like this. How can you call it back? Then they go upstairs, they call it back, and say it's a goal. Alright, fine. I guess. Now we're tied at 4, Leonard's out with an injury, and we have less than 5 minutes left in a tie hockey game. Now, I'll be honest. I feel bad for Leonard, and being a former Sen, I'm really concerned for him, because I've watched him get a concussion before, and I know the damage it does. But at the same time, really? If I'm Leonard, I am furious with my defenseman. Who in the right mind thinks it's a good idea to shove a 200-pound man over top of your goalie? It's just such a dumb move, and one I hope that defensemen learn is really unnecessary. The NHL needs to continue to allow those goals to count so that defensemen will quit shoving players onto their own goalie. The NHL is all about, oh, we gotta protect our goalie, then you start shoving players onto it. How is that protecting anybody? Regardless, the Sens get a goal, and we're tied. So why am I complaining? Unfortunately, despite a cold goalie being in the Isles net, the Sens can't come up with the winner, and we head to overtime tied at 4. And then things aren't settled after 5 minutes of overtime, so we head to a shootout. And for the first time this season, and for the first time as head coach of the Sens, Mark Crawford has to try to figure out who's going to shoot for Ottawa. But the Isles are the home team, so they get first shot. The Isles trot out Eberle first. He skates in on his left, cuts across to his right, fires the shot over the pad, under the glove of Anderson, and the Isles lead the shootout 1-0. The Sens then turn to Chabot. He uses the same move he did in the All-Star game, tries the Forsberg, but Greiss kicks out the pad and keeps it out. Then the Isles turn to Barzal. He does exactly the same move as Eberle, skates in on his left, cuts across to his right, fires the puck over the pad, under the glove of Andy, and just like that, it's 2-0 Isles. Ryan then has to score to keep the Sens in it. He can't hit the net, and the Isles win 5-4 in a shootout. And how convenient. In the most skill-based part of the game, the Sens don't feel like they have a chance. Let's just get into good news, bad news. The Isles are an excellent hockey team, looking to get back into first place in their division. The Sens have been terrible this season and have every reason to pack it in. But they kept fighting, came up with 2 third-period goals to tie the game, and that is the good news. It's obviously a bit of a lost season in Ottawa, but it's very important that the players don't treat it as such. Especially for the young guys, this is a very important part of their development, and they need to gain the experience. Continuing to play hockey is very important, and the fact that they've been doing that lately, and especially last night, is really nice to see. The Sens were the better team in the third period, after being absolutely caved in the second, and it was good to see that they were able to fight back. It would have been very easy for the Sens to pack up the tent last night and just go home after the second period, but they didn't. And that is the good news. Now, for the bad news. 25. The Sens had 25 giveaways last night. And that is the bad news. Anytime you turn the puck over 25 times, you're just looking for trouble. You look at the goals. Boro turned the puck over on the first goal, Tierney turned the puck over on the second goal, and Ceci turned the puck over on the fourth goal. That's 3 turnovers from 3 different players that led to goals. But they turned the puck over 22 other times as well. You wonder why they got caved in the second period? When you're constantly turning the puck over, you're never going to do anything because you never have the puck. The most frustrating thing about their inability to manage the puck last night is the fact that recently they've actually been really good at it. Why things had to be different last night, I'm not sure. But the Sens turned the puck over 25 times last night, which is way too many, and that is the bad news. Next up, the Sens return home on Thursday to wrap up their home-and-home series with the Islanders. The contest will be the third and final meeting of the season between the two teams, with the Isles currently winning the series 2-0, thanks to a 6-3 win in New York on December 28th, and then last night's 5-4 shootout win. The Isles come into today tied with the Capitals for the division lead, so they're going to be fighting for those points, knowing that the division is on the line. For the Sens, though, they know what they have to do to pick up a win, and if they manage the puck better, they should put themselves in a much better position to do so. See you Thursday night.